Welcome back, YouTube. It's Jay Roebuck. Today we are going to discuss Roc Nation. They have officially entered the distribution game. Now we know Roc Nation from Jay-Z when they deal with labels, when they deal with artist management, but today they finally announced, and they've been teasing this for over a week, that they will officially be entering distribution. So what we're going to do today is we're going to watch the announcement. It came out in a video trailer. We'll cover what other people online are saying, right? Some people are saying some good things. Some people are saying some bad things, or I wouldn't frame it as bad, but they're being critical of it. So we'll discuss both sides. I'll give my opinion, and then I want you to leave your opinion in the comments. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it. So this is what they're offering here. Distribution, obviously. This is the dashboard that you'll see on the back end, tracking all of these things, analytics, the data, distribution over 200 platforms, audience insights, all the analytics that you need to know who's consuming the music. Social media as well, very important. Royalties. Okay. So before we get into any analysis of what it is, let's just go over this one more time so that you can understand what distribution actually is through Roc Nation. So here's what they are offering. Number one, this is brand new. They have never done this before. They want artists to retain ownership of their music. That's always a positive. Art should belong to the people who create it. They want to reach as many people as possible. If you want to make money, if you want to profit from it, if you want the world to see it, people have to view it in as many places as possible. So they say that they can distribute your music to over 200 platforms. So that's social media, that's streaming services, that's video and streaming services like YouTube. And they're going to give you a timeline, right? They're going to say once you upload it to the platform, you have to give things about 10 days so that it's uploaded and done properly. And then what you're able to see are all the analytics on the back end. Who's viewing it? How old are they? Where are they locating? Where are they located at? This gives you the sense as an artist of, let's say you want to go on a tour. You want to have the insights of what cities are listening to your music. You don't want to go to Omaha, Nebraska, and no one's listening there. But if you have 10 to 20,000 followers in Minneapolis, that might be a tour stop you want to go to because that's where your fans are. You need all of that data in order to be successful. And the way that they're kind of showing that, hey, this works, is by looking at the artists who have used the platform already. So they highlighted the clips on there who have the distribution deal with Roc Nation with their latest album. That's the highlight of, hey, there are really successful artists already using this. You should use it as well. And then the final point here, which has been the thing that people on social media are talking the most about, are the royalty splits. So in order to use this service, Roc Nation wants to keep 15% of the royalties, and the artist keeps 85%, and they will receive automatic payouts. Now, what do you think? Good, bad, or are you indifferent? Let's continue and let's see what some other people had to say. So we'll start with Russ. Now, Russ is a rapper who is completely independent and has been pushing the independent movement for all artists because he thinks the power should belong in the artist's hands, not the label's hands. But if you are going to do business with a major label, make sure it's a fair split. So let's look at the first tweet he says, or one of the first tweets. Major label distribution comes bundled with major label services, a team, radio, marketing, global offices, sales, editorial leverage, etc. So he's saying if you're going to go with a label, you should get all of these things in addition to what Roc Nation is offering. So what he's saying is Roc Nation is offering this platform where you can upload your music and then it gets distributed, but you're not getting any of the other benefits of working with the label. But they're still charging you 15% of the royalties, which he's saying isn't fair. He's saying that that doesn't make sense. If I'm going to give you 15%, I should be entitled to more things other than just me uploading and then you distributing the music. And someone on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, responded. They said they don't take an upfront payment or subscription fees for the service. You wanted them to offer this for free. So they're giving a little bit of a pushback. And here's his response. A $50 annual fee versus 15% of your entire catalog's revenue are not remotely comparable. And he's correct here. If you're paying just a one-time fee or a monthly fee, it doesn't matter if you make $1 or $1 million. You're buying in based on that subscription. Versus if you're giving 15% of your earnings, if you make $1 million, That's a lot different. That's 150,000 versus if you just paid $50 for the monthly subscription. So percentages always go in favor of the people with the most equity, right? When you own a percentage of something, you're going to eat more than if you just have a one flat rate. So what Rush is saying is, hey, let's just charge a flat rate rather than taking a percentage of what people are earning. Now, here we are going to look at an exchange between Brian, who is the founder and CEO of AudioMac, and then the Rock Supremacy on Twitter, who I don't even know who they are, but they're a page dedicated to really shining light on what Jay-Z and what Roc Nation does. I think they provide a lot of good insight. So they're having a little back and forth here. And what Rock Supremacy is saying are people are painting this as if it's some immoral, greedy move, right? This is what could be seen as standard. And what Brian is saying, and Brian says he loves working with Roc Nation, but he says all distributors have these dashboards where they give you these insights and analytics. But as an artist, should you be giving up 15% no matter how insightful it is? He doesn't think so. He thinks that that's a high percentage to charge. So there's two different models, which I just touched on. There's the flat fee versus there's the fee that where you're going to take a percentage off of each sale or a percentage off of the catalog. So that's what this back and forth here is about. So those are varying opinions on the issue and on the business. I don't think there's a real right answer. This is capitalism. There's many ways to make money. And at the end of the day, no business is doing something for free, right? Welcome to America. So what I wanted to do was look at what is the difference between what UnitedMasters offers versus what Roc Nation offers. Now, I got this information from ChatGPT. This is AI. So whenever you see something from AI, please take it with a grain of salt because AI can be wrong as well. But from what I know and from what I've seen and what I've researched outside of this looks fairly accurate. And the biggest difference is what everyone like Russ and Brian have touched on is the fees and subscriptions. So there's no upfront cost with Roc Nation, but they want 15% on the back end. While UnitedMasters has a subscription where you pay $59 a year or maybe a month. I got to do some more research on that. And then you retain your masters and you don't have to continue to pay a percentage. Now, Steve Stout, who's the founder of UnitedMasters, has worked on the label side. He's worked on the marketing side. He's one of the smartest guys in the business, right? If you don't know about him, please do your research. Now, he also offers some additional services, which are brand partnerships, which is really his expertise. And I've talked about his book on here before called The Tanning of America, where he talks about how you learn to bring the two together and bring hip hop and R&B and urban spaces into more corporate structures and find deals and partnerships that benefit both. So I think that's one of the strengths of UnitedMasters are they're able to get different songs into NBA 2K or into GTA or into different commercials with Nike or McDonald's, whoever. That is the strength that they have. Now, I know Roc Nation, Jay-Z, they're no slouches, so I'm sure they're going to be able to offer some additional services as well. But these are the two different business models, but they both have kind of a similar or the same goal. Bring more ownership and attention to artists. They eat in different ways, but it's a fair partnership and it's a more leveraged deal and a more fair deal from what traditional labels have offered. Now you have to formulate your own opinion and say, do you agree with this model or do you agree with this one? If you're an artist, who would you rather go to? There's strengths going with Steve Stout, but there's definitely strengths going with Jay-Z. Look at how many artists are already using it and look at the artists who choose to go to Hove after they have issues with their labels. Jay-Z has helped a lot of people out behind the scene, Steve Stout as well. So that's up to for you to formulate your own opinion. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about Roc Nation's new structure and their new venture. As always, I appreciate you all watching the video, tuning in and supporting. Let's get in the comment section. And I'm always willing to go back and forth as long as it's respectful. Let's keep it facts over feelings. I go by the name Jay Roebuck and I hope to see you in the next video. Salute.